Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where in the world you are joining me from, depending on what vet you are waking up from. I am 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐕𝐄𝐑𝐒𝐓𝐈𝐎𝐍, and this is the Crypto and Cognac podcast show, as always, live every Thursday, 7 p.m. sharp, right here on YouTube. Of course, I have my yak with me. We are still in the carnival season, still celebrating, still enjoying our cognac in every single event. Shout out to 2024 Henny and Happy. But as we walk through this crazy carnival season, of course, we got to reach out and chat about what's going on in the crypto space. So that's why I am here. But first, as always, we have to do some housekeeping. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing that you hear here tonight, tomorrow night, the night before, should be misconstrued as financial advice, right? Of course, do your own research, right? And remember, as we get into these spirited conversations around crypto, do so responsibly, drink responsibly, degen responsibly, don't degen drunk, right? It's happened before, it might happen again, maybe not to you, but maybe somebody close to you. So always make sure to take care of each other out there. Guys, it's Carnival Thursday. We've been going. I'm incredibly tired, but we have a next one right after. We head into Tribe Ignite straight after the podcast, of course. Big up to the whole Tribe family of bands. Big up to the Pure Committee. Big up to Lost Tribe. Big up to Tribe, of course. Bliss, Rogue, Hearts, everybody on the inside. Guys, be safe. I know I'm not going to see you guys again before Carnival, so be safe. Enjoy whatever you're doing this weekend. And do so safely with your crypto safe. And that brings me to what we're going to be talking about today, right? Because some major news has happened. And, that's how I know that we're not in our outright bull run yet. Because if this news had happened in the midst of a real bull run, we would be heading for the moon right now, right? And the fact that this news has dropped and has pretty much gone unnoticed says to me that we are not quite there yet as far as a full bull run. And that news comes being Visa through a new partnership with Transact is going to be allowing the ability for persons to off-ramp their crypto directly to their debit cards, their Visa debit cards, in 145 countries across the world. Yes. What does that mean? How is that important? Now, we all know here in the Caribbean, we have immense amounts of challenges with on-ramping, right? Getting our fiat onto the crypto ecosystem to start participating. But we also have a lot of challenges with moving money from crypto back into the real world to be able to access real life benefits, right? So for example, someone like me who earns primarily in the crypto space, I need to get my crypto into fiat to be able to pay all my bills, to be able to live, to be able to exist, right? And usually that is a long, tedious process of sending crypto to an exchange, then wire transferring that money from the exchange back to my bank account, which may take time, which may cause it to be held up, or accessing crypto Visa cards that operate like Visa, like credit cards, but they have very, very high fees. And then you're able to, use that at the supermarket, use that to do your shopping, as the case may be. But this new partnership is going to help you circumvent all of that. You can basically send money from your MetaMask directly to your Visa debit card and allow you to be able to access your crypto earnings, your crypto investments, your crypto gains in the real world in real time, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about what that news is about, how it's expected to help us and help the world and drive adoption. You know, I'm a big believer in the fact that adoption is inevitable, right? So basically, this step is a major step towards mainstream adoption. As I said, basically the integration between Visa and Transact expands the option for converting crypto into fiat currency, providing users with the faster, simpler, and more connected experience. This move not only enhances the usability of digital assets, but also opens up new opportunities for merchants and businesses to accept payments. So again, we here in the Caribbean, we know all the challenges that we have in terms of participating in the traditional financial ecosystem. And now this opens up a whole new range of payment rails for individuals who may want to exist outside of the traditional space to now be able to do so, but be able to interact and access benefits in the traditional space, right? Now, we don't know yet, because this is a relatively new occurrence. We don't know yet how it will actually be implemented, whether or not they are going to be issuing cards themselves directly. Are they going to be partnering with neobanks? Is it going to be through the traditional bank, Visa cards, Visa debit cards? You know, we have some credit unions in Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the Caribbean who have Visa cards. Are the banks going to be able to frustrate the process? Are they going to be able to stop these transfers to the debit cards? Are they going to be able to block it? We don't know yet. So while it is very, very bullish information, we still have to be cautious, because we know our experience in the Caribbean here and in the world in terms of how banks treat with the crypto space and how they may choose to frustrate some of these moves. Now, Visa's strategy in general for the crypto space. Visa has become more and more involved using blockchain, partnering with blockchain projects, and I think it demonstrates generally that they see significant value in the future of this technology. Now, we've seen them test settlements on both Ethereum and Solana. They've explored CBDCs and how Visa might be able to integrate with CBDCs, and they are continually exploring the blockchain technology and the blockchain ecosystem in terms of the payment infrastructure. But Visa is not the only ones. We know that MasterCard, like Visa, they have been embracing blockchain for quite a while. They have been playing around in the digital asset space. I mean, I had some amazing conversations with the guys, the team from MasterCard at FinTech Island, and they are very, very bullish on the technology. Of course, they have to be, I guess, concerned, wary of how they roll things out, not to create any challenges between themselves and the regulators in the various territories that they operate in. But MasterCard, for one, has a crypto platform in development called Multi-Token Network, MTN, and MasterCard has been positioning itself as a key player in terms of shaping the digital financial space. Now, a lot of the banks are very wary of these new moves by Visa and MasterCard to almost usurp their position as intermediaries in the payment settlement infrastructure space using blockchain technology. So, I mean, I could see definitely that we are probably going to see some pushback. But I mean, for right now, these guys are the big names. They do have the relationships and the leverage to drive this forward, and this is why I think we're going to see more and more development in this space, because it's not a crypto project or a crypto native project that is pushing this agenda. It is some of the biggest players in the traditional space who are pushing forward in terms of using blockchain technology, in terms of using cryptocurrencies, in terms of using tokenization for a settlement layer in the space, right? But of course, there are concerns, regulatory landscape, like I said before. Obviously, user privacy and data security continues to be one that we hear popping up, right? Because obviously, crypto-linked debit and credit cards, the crypto space tends to attract a lot of attention from would-be hackers, right? So you want to make sure that when you align yourself as a corporation, that you are able to protect your users from all the challenges that may come with this new technology. Yes, scalability, transaction speed. Again, we've seen, like I mentioned before, Visa testing with Ethereum and with Solana. Obviously, one has a lot of higher transaction speed, reduce cost of transaction, but also, this being Solana, they have had issues with outages. We thought it was a thing of the past. They had one as recent as a couple of days ago. So all these things are, things to be considered as we move forward in the space. Obviously, being able to push the crypto through to the Visa card is one thing, but obviously merchant adoption, consumer behavior, whether or not people buy into it, how many people buy in, what are the first set of checkpoints to allow Visa or MasterCard to determine whether or not this is a successful pilot and whether or not they're gonna grow it to the next level. We don't know yet. So it is still obviously a lot of waiting, a lot of watching, a lot of figuring out, how is this gonna, how the reality of it. But I think overall this is quite bullish. And I think from the time we start seeing them really being active on from the crypto to fiat side, I think the next big step is seeing some fixes on the fiat to crypto side, allowing people to onboard more easily, more directly, using the Visa cards, using the MasterCards. So I think this is just, an amazing sign of what is to come. Yes, we have a lot more information to come out about it, but if you just look at some of the key things that were in the Transact statement, and I'll put the link to the statement down below so you guys could check it out in detail. I think overall this is an amazing step. We are seeing a lot of fintech growth in the Caribbean, around EMIs, around payment apps, some great stuff being done by Color Bank, the VPA team. This carnival, we've seen a big step in terms of marketing from what is that one with that Republic End Cash. I know that a lot of the other EMIs are continuing to build, and a lot of them are very positive from a crypto perspective. We are seeing the growth and development and possible expansion of the first wholly digital bank in the region, Sagicor Digital Bank. So I think all of these things have a lot of promise. And I think the more that we see some of these bigger players get involved in this space, we are going to see the regulators warm to the opportunities for the space, warm to the technology. And I think, once we approach things from a value perspective, understanding the opportunities with the technology, then we can see the adoption, and then we could start maybe getting back to, number go up and all those things. But I think this was a key positive. I'm looking forward to speaking a lot more about it. This is the second to last episode, season 5. We have so many amazing conversations planned. I mean, I already have someone down from MasterCard who's going to come in, and we're going to talk a lot more about the payment space. Trying to get somebody from Visa as well. Tons of amazing conversations to happen. We want to dive into the Cardano ecosystem, which we've not given a lot of airtime to. We want to dive into the Solana ecosystem a little bit more. We want to get back in touch with some of the people that we spoke to previously and see what is happening new with them and the updates in the space. But I think next season we want to touch a lot more on the application side of things, the utility side of crypto, and not focus so heavily on the speculation side. Yes, obviously we're gonna, it's gonna be part of the conversation, especially in the midst of a bull run. We're gonna be talking about price movement and price action, new tokens, how tokens roll themselves out, securities laws, and all these types of things. But I think in season 5, we're going to really focus on the utility side of the space, and very excited about those conversations. Next week will be the final episode of the season. I look forward to seeing you guys. We always have fun with the season finale. So I'm looking forward to that. Guys, stay safe this weekend. I'm going to try to stay safe. Live life, love, Hennessy. Adoption is inevitable. 𝐿luminati out. Be blessed.